Hey guys, I'm Coach Keith Enochson here at Castle View High School, baseball coach here. I'm here with Sean Leary, CEO of Sports Thread, and we're excited for a really cool in-depth interview on all the capabilities that Sports Thread offers all students in a variety of sports, whether you're a D1 athlete, a D3 athlete, it doesn't matter. You can reach out to any of these coaches and get seen through their amazing platform. But before we jump into that, Sean, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I appreciate that, Keith. So little background on me. I was a Division I athlete myself. I played at 3 different college sports programs, played at Pepperdine University, bounced back and went to JUCO, played at Orange Coast College with John Altobelli, and then wound up getting to go and play college baseball again at the Division I level with Oral Roberts University. And it was my experience of getting recruited a bunch of different times that led me wanting to start Sports Thread. So we have a great free social networking application that can get you in touch with any college in the United States through DM on our app or by reaching out to them through our email templates. I'm going to show you guys through a bunch of different great athlete example profiles and how you can then use our tools to reach out to college coaches. We're a completely free application and you can basically administer the entire recruiting process and get a hold of really any coach in the country using Sports Thread to network with coaches and create an opportunity to go play. We actually just as recently as last night had a kid check back in with us and say, hey, I've been working the process and I got an offer. For all the kids who are watching this, we have relationships with so many college coaches, and the same feeling of, geez, how am I going to get recruited on the kids side is actually being reflected on the college coach side. They need to fill their incoming class. So huge call to action for all the athletes that are watching this. Get out there and network with these coaches and let them know you're there. The day and age of, the coach is going to find me is over. You have to take advantage of the tools at your disposal, which we give you. And make it happen for yourself.
Yeah, that's the key. Show initiative, and it's going to be a pro for you if you're out there, hustling and grinding in this sense of the game and trying to get recruited. The coach is going to see that as a positive, because when you get back to playing baseball, just playing the game is going to be that much more important to these guys. But it's kind of weeding out those guys who were kind of lazy and not really doing this in the first place. So why don't you jump into it, show everybody what you're talking about, show them the platform capabilities. I know you're going to share your screen there.
First thing we have here is what we call the thread. The thread is basically your news feed on your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook, your TikTok, whatever. It's the aggregation of athletes from all over the country. We use an algorithm that shows content from people who are similar to you, people who live in the same area, and especially people who are active in the community. So one of the top questions that we get from kids is, how do I get more exposure? Well, there's a couple of really good ways to do that. For one, what I just did right there, I like to post, that's going to help you. The more you interact, if you fan kids too, that's going to help you bump up in our algorithm. So as you can see, we've got athletes coming in and they're posting things like bullpens, catching sessions, batting practice. We also have college coaches in here. So one of the things that athletes should be on the lookout for is college coaches making posts. So for example, Coach Matheson yesterday made this post. He's had 38 kids come in and, drop their recruiting tape in. And then he's been going in and direct messaging with the athletes and having them, fill out their recruiting questionnaire and things of that nature. So be on the lookout for college coaches in here and make sure that you jump in and talk to them. Don't be shy, and make sure that you go and, you hit them with your best stats, your best video, whatever you've got that can show your stuff the most. Let me show you guys a couple of great athletes that are using the platform and some really solid profiles for you guys to maybe, like I said, mimic it. There's nothing wrong with modeling what you're doing after other people who are doing a good job. This guy right here has made so many posts. He's got a good size body. That's what a lot of coaches are looking for. As you can see here, you get a snapshot of the height, the weight, the class that the athlete is playing for, and the level that they've played. So you're going to want to make sure that you fill in those pieces of information on your profile. This is one of the first things the college coaches are going to look at. From there, you can set up individual sport profiles where you can show more information about yourself. And this is really that stuff that the college coaches are looking for. The ability to call or email a coach right off of your profile for the college coach is huge. They want a referral on you, whether you're a hard worker, whether you show up for practice on time, whether you have a good attitude. Game schedules are huge too. When COVID ends, they want to know where they can go and see you play. You can load in stats, which he hasn't done yet, but that's somewhere that you can link in Next Preps, Huddle, any press clippings that you may have had, any scouting reports on yourself, videos. You can drop in links directly from YouTube, Huddle, or your iPhone's camera roll on here.
Cool.
Academics, coaches love when you can show an unofficial transcript to them. When a coach finds an athlete that they really like on the platform, they can hit this button right here, contact me. And then they can actually send you a DM. Be proactive in reaching out to the coaches, which is the last thing that I'm going to show today, is how to reach out to a coach using our tools, and then also how to look up a college and do some due diligence on the school that's recruiting you. So if I go to the recruiting tab, I'm going to click here for the 4-step process. The process is going to go step 1, build your profile. We kind of just talked about that. It's pretty intuitive, but if you need help on this, you can direct message SportsThread customer service on the app, or send an email to SportsThread customer service, and we will have a SportsThread employee or mentor, whatever you want to call them, reach out to you and help you through the process. The thing that we've been seeing kids have the most success with in building these mailing lists is actually going right into step 3. This kind of just consolidates it down for you. So you're going to go step 3. And then when you land here, you're going to get a bunch of email templates. These can help you figure out what you want to say to a college coach. All the email templates you get are going to come with a goal, what you're trying to accomplish with that email, and a tips section just to kind of help you figure out what you want to say. Send it to all the coaches. You don't know who reads recruiting emails. It could be the grad assistant, could be the head coach. You have no idea. When you get a response, then just start going to that coach specifically, because they're the one who's doing the recruiting at the program. So I'm just going to come into step 3. I'm going to pick a template. And then when I do that, I can do 2 things. Build my mailing list, which is reusable. I can use it over and over again. And then I can actually customize my template and send it to a college coach. So loading this up, most kids are going to start with this template, introducing yourself to a coach. Obviously, if you haven't talked to him yet, this is the one that you're going to want to use. The goal is to get a coach to review your profile. We have tips, and then a example email. If you click the question marks, it's going to give you tool tips that kind of help you generalize what's going on in here. And then from there, I'm going to build my mailing list. So I'm going to scroll down to here. I want to play men's baseball, and then I can then go by sport. So I can either choose a mailing list that I've already built, that's the reusable portion of it, or I can decide to create new. So I'm going to put a new school, new list in. So this is my baseball schools list, and then I can go by state. So if I want to play baseball in Georgia, I can then go by city, or I can just get a drop-down menu of every college in Georgia that has baseball. So if I'm interested in playing at Mercer, great program, I can click here. Now I get a drop-down of every coach. I can just click the coaches' names, click add to mailing list, and then if I scroll up, I have the beginning of my mailing list. Now I have all the coaches at Mercer logged in here. Now I'm going to just rinse and repeat. So I'm going to add to mailing list. This will be the last school that I demonstrate, just in the interest of time. But now I've got Georgia, Georgia schools, Mercer University, my 3 coaches here, Kennesaw State University, and I've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I've built a list of 10 coaches. I could do this with 100 if I wanted to. Now you see these orange boxes at the bottom. This is going to be how you send the email to the coach. So after I've created my mailing list and I select it from the drop-down menu and save it, this is going to come in with all of these different blocks with the coaches' names in it. I'll come back to that after we fill out our template. So I'm just going to do about the first half of the template once again for time's sake. So leave the coach's name section blank. Our software is going to fill that in for you, so you have a personalized letter to every coach. Do not fill that in. The other part you don't fill in is the college name. that will also be filled in by our software. Everything else you want to personalize. So I am a pitcher. You want to make sure you take all the formatting stuff out. When you send this to a college coach, it should be ready for them to read it and have no errors in it, right? With curveball, slider, and two seam. Let's just say that's my mix as a pitcher. If I were a hitter, I'd be talking about my batting average. I'd be talking about home runs, extra base hits. If I were a football player and I was a D lineman, I'd be talking about sacks. If I were a running back, I'd be talking about yards per game. If I were a volleyball player, I'd be putting volleyball specific stats in here. It's what's the best for you to show the coach about yourself. Then I can update them about my season so far, or maybe I don't want to do that. I can just delete. Below that, please click my SportsThread link below. Really important you leave that alone. That tells the coach what this link is, because ultimately that's what we want them to go and see. So I have my profile filled out. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to click my orange block. And as you can see, I have the coach's email address filled in. I have his name filled in by our software, and I have his school put in. This is a completely personalized email. Now, you'll also notice I don't have the other 14 coaches or whatever we added right here. All these emails go to just that coach at once with their name, and all the formatting I put in is exactly as I typed it on the profile. The last thing I'm going to show you real quick is the ability to look up a college. So if I were interested in playing at University of Northern Colorado, there we go. When I do that, I get search results for the school, and I'm going to get every program that's offered at that college. Another way to check programs offered at the college is when you filter, like I showed you on the mailing list. So I want to play baseball. We're going to have a Twitter feed there for you. We're going to have a list of all the coaches' contact information. I'm going to be able to click on this coach. I can go in and I can review his profile link at the college. Probably going to be an office line, so don't text it. It's not going to go anywhere, but you can call and talk to the coach if you want to. And then we have university details, size of student body, student faculty ratio, campus security statistics, admission statistics for what you need to get into the college, financial aid packages for our people who can qualify for financial aid, tuition fees and estimated expenses for what it costs to go to the university itself. And then a complete listing of every program and major. There's a lot that goes into picking a college over and above just playing ball there. A lot of the colleges on SportsThread actually come complete with VR tours. So you can't go to a college right now, but you can tour it in VR. If you have the VR goggles through our partner UVisit, you can actually do it. Or you can do immersive 360 degree tour, all the different things the school has to offer. You can jump to points of interest. So if I'm interested in, some of the schools even offer athletic facilities as part of their tour. So I can click the information button, and then I can go and I can stand on the 50-yard line at Nottingham Field and see what it'd be like to play at that school. I can look at the dorm rooms, I can look at the classrooms, the cafeteria, all that different stuff, and get an idea of what it'd be like to go to that college.